Which two are most compatible? Blue with purple, purple with orange, or blue with orange? I sat down to do this tarot reading about compatibility, and on the bottom of the deck I had the 10 of Cups, and so I was like, okay, you're really wanting to make sure that you're choosing a compatible partner to have this like happily ever after that you're really dreaming of, with all of the abundance, the joy, the relationship, the type of lifestyle that you really want. And then I cut the deck to the 2 of Cups, and it was making me think about how the 2 cups really need to be very equal in many ways. And I think a lot of people would think that these two would be the most compatible because they're both jars. They both come from like the same background, literally the same company. They're both from the same color scheme. They're made from the same material. So maybe you would think like they have the same upbringing, the same values and things like that. But what I was getting with the 2 of Cups, ooh, yes, look at the 8 of Cups underneath there. It's like the way that you're viewing compatibility, I think, is actually linking you to people that aren't actually the right people for you. Because I feel like you're choosing people that don't have the same volume of cup as you. And what I was getting this download was that it actually matters more that the volume is the same rather than the shape of the cup, the material of the cup, and things like that. So for example, it might surprise you, I filled this one up, that these 2 cups can hold the same volume. And so even though they're very different, they're very, very different. This orange plastic martini glass and I'm spilling this orange plastic martini glass and the purple jar are more compatible than the blue jar and the purple jar, because the blue jar is always going to be able to hold so much more than this purple jar. This could be a really good relationship for like a mentor and a mentee, a parent and a child, or something like that. Eventually maybe the child outgrows the parent. That can happen. But in terms of a relationship, like romantic relationship, you need to have the compatibility where both people have a very similar volume of cup, or else the emotional compatibility, the emotional availability and depth is going to be so mismatched that other things are going to not really be able to compensate for that. And the level of depth and happiness and emotions that you get to experience in this 10 of Cups life won't be as aligned. So you won't really get this 10 of Cups life if you choose somebody who has a very different emotional depth or volume capacity than you. And I honestly feel like this is where you've struggled a lot in relationships. I feel like a lot of times you have chosen relationships that look like this. And a lot of times you have this jar and the person you're choosing has this jar, and you're like, oh, we're so similar. We are on the same page about so many things, but you're never really getting enough from that person, because even if they pour their entire self into you, you still have so much more volume left. And if you try to pour into them, you would overflow them constantly. And so these 2 people, even though they're so similar in so many ways, they're actually not compatible for the long term. I think there's a little more to this lesson, so we're going to go to a part 2. I'll see you there.